What's good, everyone? It's Sal Stretford Post. How you all doing? And welcome to the live watch-along between Chelsea and Real Betis in the Conference League final, guys. It's a little bit of a twist. It's different. You know, we're doing a different team after the embarrassment of Manchester United earlier on. We're going to be doing another team, which is Chelsea. And we'll be doing this quite a lot next season. We'll be doing more watch-alongs. We will be doing more different teams and stuff like that. You know, and you know what? It just spread it out a little bit. And, you know, I've been requested to do more other teams in the Premier League, other teams in Europe, and why not? Let's do it, guys. Let's do it. Yeah, fresh off the game earlier on, I know it was a friendly. It was a friendly, but it was a terrible display, regardless of whether it was a friendly or not. This team that we lost against earlier on have lost against soccer. Was it Live Aid or Soccer Aid or something like that? But anyway, let's forget about that. You know, it was a stupid time to put a friendly. We should have been playing the Europa League tonight. The Conference League should have been last week. But we're here today to watch Chelsea against Real Betis. What do you think, guys? What do you think? What do you think is going to happen in this game? What do you feel is going to happen? What do you want to happen? Do you want Chelsea to lose? Because I do. But you know what? Best of luck to both teams, of course, in the third European trophy in Europe, of course. And I'm pretty sure it'll be an incredible game. Manuel Pellegrini is a great manager. Manuel Pellegrini, he's been around the block, hasn't he? He knows about things and stuff like that, doesn't he? So he's been around the block. Great crowd in Poland today. So, yeah, let's hope for an entertaining game. It has... Watching Man United, you know, you're not getting many goals. You know what I mean? So we have to find goals from somewhere at the end of the day, guys. That's how it is, guys. So let's see what we can do. Let's see if see if it could be a good game. And let's have a look at the lineups for you real quickly, if you don't mind. So let's go to the Chelsea lineup and the Real Betis lineup. So let's have a look at what they've got. In regards to Chelsea, they've got Jorgensen in goal. Gusto Chalobah. Chalobah is playing. Budiashil, Kurgriela, Caicedo, Enzo, Madueke, Palmer, Neto, and Jackson. Look, Chalobah's done pretty well. You know, I mean, getting in this Chelsea side for the final. You know, he's getting back, isn't he? Even didn't he get praises from Thomas Tuchel the other day, saying that he's ahead of the pecking order. In goal, on bench, you got Sanchez, Bergstrom, Tosin, Colwell, Angiapang, James, Amugu, Dewsbury Hall, George, Sancho, and Kunku and Gui. So yeah, a strong team, of course. The final for Chelsea. Of course, Chelsea have already qualified for the Champions League. So. Yeah, there you go. They've had a relatively successful season. What they would do, they have spent like $1 billion in the last, a year or something like that? When you look at Real Betis' lineup, let's have a look at this. Real Betis lineup, they've got Adrian, Sabali, Bartra, Nathan, Ricardo, Johnny, Fornals, Anthony, of course. We'll be keeping a close eye on Anthony. Isco, Ez Abder, Bakambu, and the manager is Manuel Pellegrini. No Sancho today. No Sancho today for Chelsea. No Sancho for Chelsea today. So interesting. I think he is on the bench. Is he on the bench? Let me have a look at this. No Sancho there. Yeah, Sancho's on the bench. So you might see Sancho come on for a Anthony versus Sancho face-off. You might see that, guys. You never know. You might see an Anthony versus Sancho face-off. Who would have thought we'd have seen that? Two different teams, of course, guys. Absolutely. Look, it has been a bit of another toxic day for Manchester United. Of course, Man United lost a friendly against the ASEAN All-Stars 1-0. It wasn't just the fact that Man United lost the game. It was more to the fact the way Man United lost the game, and I feel like they just went out with a whimper. They reminded me a lot to do with the Premier League this season, when we're just, we go 1-0 down and that's it. It's game over. We just don't know how to score goals, and generally that's the problem with Man United right now. You don't score goals, you don't win games. At the end of the day, do I blame Ruben Amorim? No, I don't. I really don't. I don't think we can blame Ruben Amorim for something like that. Those players, regardless what the tactics, regardless what formation, were good enough to beat a pub team. Let's be real, guys. But we also need to be real in regards to Man United have just finished their season. Their worst season, in one of their worst seasons, probably pound to pound, their worst season in their history. And, with the confidence already at an all-time low, and then going into a game where the ASEAN All-Stars were playing the game of their life. This is their game. This is the game they'll remember. The game they'll put on their mantelpiece for the rest of their life. So it was always a dangerous game to go to, which was always going to be the case, which is why I wouldn't have done these friendlies. Obviously, money talks for Ineos, and that's just the way we have to understand the way they work. But it's just, it doesn't do any good. This game has not done any good for Man United. It has not done any good. But when we think of Real Betis and Chelsea, they actually have quite a history. Real Betis and Chelsea played in the Champions League a couple of times, especially in the group stages they have. Obviously, I remember when Real Betis had the likes of Joaquin and Yardel and players like that in their team. Not forgetting they had the great Denilson. Remember Denilson, who played for Real Betis all those years ago for Brazil? I think he cost them 22 million. It was the most expensive player in the world, I believe, at that time. Flopped. Real Betis did flop, of course. But yeah, they're no stranger to this type of competition, to this type of level, Real Betis. And this will be a very difficult game for Chelsea. Absolutely. Be an incredible difficult game to Chelsea. Playing a team in the, from La Liga is always going to be a little bit difficult. Man United have played probably a much better team in Real Athletic Bilbao, but Betis are probably the most informed team in Spain. When you look at it, they're probably the most informed team in Spain at the moment. And but may the best team win. I don't have any preference. I would prefer Betis to win, of course. I would. I don't want to see Sancho lifting the trophy, if I'm being honest with you guys. It would up the price of Anthony if he scores today. If he does well today, we can put an extra few million on that price, of course, guys. So interested to see. We've got the little build up to the game at the moment. Nice little Tifu there, and that's how you do it, Asna. That's how you do it. There you go. So enjoying the game. But as I said, I will be doing more watch-alongs coming next season. The coming season, I will be doing more. I will be doing more watch-alongs, guys, for you guys to endure, to suffer, some may say. But yeah, we are going to be here doing more from other teams. Yeah, so it'll be a cherry pick of teams that we will be doing the best games, So so we could just have a look at the game and just analyze other teams and stuff like that, which is absolutely fine, But thank you, everyone who's joined me today. Please don't forget to smash a like, and please don't forget to subscribe to the channel. If you guys can do that, of course, that would be fantastic. If you guys can subscribe and do the thing, that would be absolutely great. Thank you, everyone who's joined me this lovely, lovely Wednesday night for me. The time is 10:54 for me, and the game kicks off at 11 p.m. So, guys, please, fingers crossed for me that we don't have extra time, because I'm not on the extra time thing, not today. Please, oh, please, not today. So let's get on with it, and let's hope there's a winner in 90 minutes. Hey, let's hope for a good 4-3 to somebody. A good 4-3. That would be good. That would be good. All right. Nice little build up to the game here. Just waiting for the inevitable, for the nice stadium as well in Poland. So let's hope that we do get a game better than earlier game. Of course, it's nice to watch another team, isn't it? Without any pressures, without any stress. But you still find a little bit of stress in these games, because I don't want Chelsea winning this trophy. If I'm being real with you guys, I don't want Chelsea winning this trophy at all. Absolutely not. No way. It's not what I want. Because they'll be rubbing it in. Don't worry about that. They'll be rubbing it in. They'll be rubbing it in our faces, guys. Believe me right now. They'll be rubbing that in our faces. Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm sure it will be a very, very tight game anyway, but a game that both of them are going for it. I don't think Chelsea are magnificent. I think that Chelsea are an a beatable size, as we saw the other week at Stamford Bridge. Man United run them very, very close. We just couldn't put the ball in the net. That is the problem, you know. So there's the trophy, the Conference League trophy. There you go. Of course, West Ham have won this trophy. It could be 2 London teams now winning European silverware, and not one of those London teams is Arsenal. You know? There you go. So, guys, please don't forget to smash a like, and please don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you guys can do that. Players are coming out of the tunnel right now. All the players are coming out the tunnel. It's a big game for Real Betis. One of the biggest in their history, isn't it? You know, so they'll be up for this one. Of course they will. Of course they will. European trophy. Bring on some goals, guys. That's what it's all about. Some goals. That's what we need. A few goals, please. A few goals. It's a late one for me, of course. 11 p.m. now. Hopefully, it doesn't go to extra time for my sake. And it is ended in 90 minutes. Let's hope so. Had a lot of extra time over this last few months. Lots of extra time we've had to endure, you know. The worst thing was the Europa League. The Europa League final, we went through all of that nightmare, you know, against Lyon and Real Sociedad, and you know, and to end up losing with a whimper in the final. It was just so desperate. By the way, big up Lucky Singh. Hope you're doing well. Good to see you. Anthony Sanchez going to AC Milan. Let's wait and see. I need to go say Atletico Madrid. Let's see where he goes. There's a lot to be done this summer. Of course, there's going to be a lot of news in regards to transfers in and out. You know, so hold your horses, hold your hats. We are going to have a lot of news coming out this summer. Of course, Omar Barada spoke to the media at halftime during the Man United friendly, and it was a little bit of a mixture of emotions. The good thing about it, he didn't really mention FFP and PSR, but it wasn't like, wow, I can't wait till this summer. I can't wait till we get him. I can't wait. It wasn't like that, but it was just like we got plans. We've been planning for it a long time, and we've been planning for this a long time, and you know, we're going to hopefully we put that into action and blah, blah, blah. All that sweet talk, if you know what I mean. All that sweet talk, guys. Absolutely. All that lovely stuff. So we're going for Betis today. We're going for Betis today. That's what we want. We don't need a Chelsea win, guys. I mean, it just be the icing on the cherry on the cake, wouldn't it? If Chelsea went on to win this game, you know. Huddles before the game. Huddles before the game. And we're ready to go. Caicedo has been pretty good this last few weeks. He has been pretty good. Here we go. Game has kicked off. Chelsea shooting from left to right, from right to left. Betis left to right, of course. Here's the attack straight away. Anthony challenging for that one. Chelsea player on the floor already. Looks like an injury. He's back on his feet. Don't forget to smash a like, guys. Please don't forget to smash a like. Please don't forget to subscribe if you're new as well. Any Chelsea fans coming in for the first time, you're welcome. Betis fans, you're welcome. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Here come Chelsea on the attack. It's a throw-in. Here come Chelsea on the... Oh, no. Foul on the goalkeeper. Went in a little bit harsh, but you know what I mean. Hopefully it's not too much of a cagey game. Hopefully we get some goals. We've gone out very quickly. The game has started very quickly. It has started very quickly. Oh, close there to a counter attack on Chelsea. Just off. Just the ball was a little bit too hard. Looks like both teams are really up for it. Betis are chasing every ball down. Lots of energy. Betis are really high on the press. So it's a trophy that Chelsea have never won. Of course, it is a new trophy, this one. The Conference League's only been around a few years. They're looking to complete their European trophy cabinet. become the first English side to win all European trophies. It's another incentive for them. This left winger looks up for it, and that was a header just over from Anthony, just over there. Really good running from Betis, good running there. Carl Palmer with the ball now. Oh, close from him. Straight at the goalkeeper, but good play from Carl Palmer there. Looking dangerous already. Chelsea win back the ball straight away, and it's a free kick to Betis. Oh, almost dangerous area there for Chelsea, well, for Betis, almost. This game is at 100 miles an hour at the moment. Really entertaining. Free kick. That's a free kick. Enzo Maresca, the Chelsea head coach. How's he done, in your opinion? How's Enzo Maresca done, in your opinion? You think he's done good? Don't forget, we got the Champions League final on Saturday, the big one, Inter Milan against PSG. PSG looking to win their first European Cup. Of course, Inter Milan have already won 3 in their history. Yep. God, this is a lot. Very 100 miles an hour, this game. Very, very 100 miles an hour. Oh, that's going to be... Oh, no free kick to Chelsea. It looked like a free kick there. He's not giving anything there. Chelsea are fuming. They win back the ball. Referee looks like he's really... He looks like he wants the Chelsea to win, doesn't he? Absolutely. Goals, Steve. Real Betis have scored. Steve, where have you come from? You come out of the blue, mate. Steve. Big up, Steve-O. What's going on? Good to see you. And who has scored? What a goal. In the bottom corner. There you go. Arde has scored the goal for Real Betis. That is 1-0. The Mystic Meg of football, Steve-O, has come in and he's given us the goal. Absolutely brilliant. Good for him. Well done, Real Betis. They have taken the lead against Chelsea. Great play, great counter there. Brilliant play. Real Betis 1, Chelsea 0, guys. Or Chelsea 1, no, Real Betis 0. So who got the goal? Who was it? It's a good finish right into the bottom corner. Right into the bottom corner, guys. Absolutely brilliant. From Real Betis. That's how you finish, guys. Right in the corner. Brilliant finish that. Lovely. Lovely does it. Chelsea have had more of the possession. They've had 86% of the possession. Now it's an uphill battle for Chelsea. Chelsea have to do something. It's an uphill battle for them now. They thought they were going to turn up in this final, and they thought they were going to just win this final. And I said, you know what, Real Betis have been in form. Don't count your chickens before they've hatched, guys, because I did say it. You know, they've been in good form recently. Let's see the character of Chelsea now. A lot of Chelsea fans laughing at Man United this last few weeks. Not going to laugh at us today. Even though we are very, very laughing stock at the moment, guys. With that friendly earlier on today. Can Chelsea respond straight away? What can they do? It's always important to get the first goal in these finals, isn't it? Always important to get the first goal in these finals. You lose. You know, more times than not. Since I've been a football fan, you get the first goal. You know, you're in a good place. Here come Betis again. In particular, very good on the wings. Steve, just got back from work. What a day. Tired of Excel spreadsheets. Where do you work, Steve? You work in corporate? Let me guess, Sal. You want Betis to win and Ante score? Yes, of course, Steve. You know the score. Don't want Sancho lifting the trophy. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Steve, not seen other games, Sal. What would you give out at 110? Anything decent? Youngsters did okay, Steve. Again, very, very lightweight up front. Can't score goals. Oh, what a save. That would have been a great goal there from Betis. Can't score goals. Lethargic again. God, we need therapy, Steve. We need therapy. Man United need a complete rebuild, man. The way we're playing. I mean, people obviously got the knives out for Ruben Amorim again, obviously. I mean, shouldn't be losing to part-timers, to be honest with you. But then again, that was always going to happen in a dangerous game like that. We've had our worst season, probably pound to pound in our history. And then you've got a team who are going to be playing for their lives, for basically their biggest game in their lives. And you're always liable to get a shock, especially after a season that we've had. And we're going into this game. But we embarrassed ourselves today, to be honest with you, again, you know, and as if it couldn't get any worse. I mean, the worst thing could have been Chelsea winning this game, you know. Hopefully they don't. Hopefully it stays like this. Chelsea 0, Real Betis 1. Was it same also? No decent link up between. Yep, that's the thing, Steve. No decent link up. Nothing there. Toothless. Cheeto needs to go on loan. for me, doesn't look like a Man United player at the moment. None of them do, to be honest. But Rasmus needs to go again. Poor, slow in the build up. Shea Lacey done very well, Steve. Big shout out to Shea Lacey. Camerson had a good cameo. He did very well. Kolungi played. Looked a little bit shaky, but did all right, I think. But we got to understand the opposition that we're playing. You know, that opposition have lost games against charity teams. You know, and we should not be losing to that team. No way. Yeah, it was poor. A lot of work to do in the summer for Ruben Amorim as well, because you can only keep losing so many games now. When the next season, when the league starts, we can't keep losing like this. You got to start showing some sort of, but I hope he's backed. That's all I would say. You got to start showing some sort of, change in the results, because the losing is becoming really. I've never seen us lose so many games. This game, I thought my prediction was 8-1. The Man United one, it was 8-1 to Man United. I predicted. I thought Man United would storm it. Obviously not. Steve, we play like there's a brick wall in the middle of the field. Good that the kids play well, but we shouldn't rely on them too much. It's good experience, I guess. It's good experience, but it is a damning verdict, isn't it, on the experienced players in our team? Just not good enough at the end of the day. Football can become very cruel. No matter who you're playing against, if you don't have confidence, you're going to end up with egg on your face against anyone. But you can't be like that with Man United. We suck, but down goes Chelsea. Big up Coco. Can't have Chelsea winning this, Coco. We can't have them winning this. We do need Chelsea not to win this. Although, imagine there's 2 London teams that have won European competition this season, and none of them are Arsenal. Oh dear. Here come Chelsea on the attack. Yeah, guys, let me know. Should I be doing more watch-alongs next season? I will be doing a few more watch-alongs. Of course, the only problem, obviously, watch-alongs, where I live at the moment, it is 3 hours ahead. So it kicks off 11 p.m. for me. It is now 20 past 11 at night. So it gets pretty late. I wake up early as well, about 5 o'clock. So that's why, it's a bit different for me. Palmer looks pretty sharp today. Hopefully we don't get... think United got egg noodles on their face after the game. Like, in my lifestyle, I've never known it this bad. This is a totally new to me. I've never seen us lose this many games, Steve. Never in my life. It's like you get to the point where, we lost again. I never used to feel like that. When we used to lose a game, I used to be devastated. Like the whole world had ended, These days, like, we lost another one. Okay. Oh, who do we lose against? A bunch of farmers. Okay. It's like that, We're so toothless up front. It's unreal. I've never seen us so toothless up front. What I would say, and I said it before, I know that eventually Ruben Amorim will get it right. But before Ruben Amorim came into the job, and I was having discussions with people on this stream, and I was saying about the 3 at the back, and I was saying, look, there's no need. 3 at the back don't work in England, and people were saying, no, it can work, it can work. And I was saying 3 at the back, nah, it's just overly complicates things. And Man United have never been a 3 at the back team. Man United have always been a team that plays on the wing with 4 at the back and attack. I just hope it goes well for Ruben Amorim. I really do, because I like Ruben Amorim, and But the thing is, if you're going to continue to lose games, you're gonna leave yourself wide open. I know these games are just friendlies, but to go to the Malaysia all that way and to embarrass yourself, I mean, you're not going there to get embarrassed, and that's the thing. I mean, it didn't really do us any favors, to be honest with you. Now all the Amram outers are back in large droves on Twitter. I've generally kept away from it because I know what they're going to say. Anything can happen in friendlies, but this wasn't a pre-match. This wasn't a pre-season. This was a post-season. So they've got the fitness and everything. Here comes Betis. It's going to be. Oh, he missed it. What a chance. What a big chance for Real Betis there. They're absolutely schooling Chelsea there. Big miss. Big miss for Chelsea. Big miss for Betis, should I say. Should have smashed it in the corner or kept it low. Corner for Betis. Yeah, but as a manager, do you think Ineos picked the right manager, knowing the massive changes that need to happen with the players, the formation? I think they did. Sometimes though, as a manager, what you got to do, you got to make certain tweaks. Sometimes I don't know about the three at the back, but I don't think it's down to that. I really don't, because this team have played 3-4-3-3, 4-4-2. They've played all the formations and they've been crap. They haven't been this bad, granted. But at the same time, when you look at Erik ten Hag, this is an Erik ten Hag team. Erik ten Hag also had Anthony, Rashford, Amrabat, in this squad, and Weghorst at one time. None of these players are Ruben Amrams, so obviously we can't judge Ruben Amram until he's had a proper summer. Some of these players have come in. We can't really judge him, to be honest, yet. I mean, but if it gets to the first opening 5 games of the Premier League season, I would say even the opening 3 games of the Premier League season, and Man United are still doing the same thing, that his neck is going to be on the line, because the fan base are going to be slowly but surely turning against him. And he's only 40 years old. He's a young manager. He will learn. But one thing he will learn in this job is that you don't get time like Arteta. You have to show us something. You have to show us that you can something, Yeah, it wasn't good. It wasn't good today. And it's a bit embarrassing to be a Man United fan at the moment. I never thought I would say that. It's a bit embarrassing. I've never been so embarrassed. I mean, we lost the final against Tottenham only a week ago, I mean, that sucked. That was the most embarrassing defeat I've ever witnessed as a Man United fan, to be honest with you, given the context. Given the team, given the injuries that Tottenham had, it was the most embarrassing defeat I think I've witnessed as a Man United fan. When I think about defeats for Man United, obviously I think about losing 6-1 to Chelsea, 6-1 to Man City, 6-3 to Man City, 5-0 to Newcastle, 6-3 to Southampton. I think about these defeats, 3-0 to York City in a League Cup. But in regards to the game in Europe, in front of the world, to lose to Tottenham, top Spur, as we know, like that as well, with a whimper, it was embarrassing, man. Honest to God. Anyone would have beaten Tottenham that day. Anyone. Apart from Man United. Sal, pretending now, if you were picked as manager, what would you do as a formation and players to try and get us winning again? Straight up, Steve, 4-4-2. 2 wingers, 1 number 8, 1 number 6, and 2 strikers. It's as simple as that. Football's a simple game. That formation can be edited into and go back to a three up front. It can rotate, but I will always start my game with the 4-4-2. I've always believed that the 4-3-3 is a little bit narrow in the midfield. So basically, I believe Man United should always play with natural wingers. That is all what we've always done. I would go back to a 4-4-2 and go back to the basics, in my opinion. But I know that Ruben Amorim's system will work eventually, but it's going to take time and money. Yeah. But this is the thing that, and Ineos knew this before they appointed him, isn't it? They knew that it was going to be like this. They knew that it's going to be difficult. I mean, I hope they knew, because obviously none of these players have played in that formation. And by the looks of it, none of those young players have played in that formation either. So if you're going to have a philosophy at the football club and an identity, you've got to start implementing that formation and tactics from the youth team all the way up. Have an identity, keep that identity and stick to it. You know, the only thing is I never wanted Man United to be a back three team. Never. I like Ruben Amorim as a manager. Do you need three defenders? Really? You know, did we need three defenders against Spurs? We didn't, did we? You know, I just don't think you need three defenders. He can play the 4-3-3. You know, and because when I remember Man United back in the 90s, we played a 4-4-2, but Gary Neville and Dennis Irwin and even Patrice Evra and Gary Neville and Wes Brown to an extent played in as wingers. They weren't really defenders, you know. So we ended up having like two at the back sometimes, you know. That's how gun-ho we went. Sometimes we had one at the back. We leave Stam or we leave Vidic there or Ferdinand. And we just went gun-ho. That's what we used to do. Nowadays, I think everything is you stay in your square and you don't move from there. You go on this little run. And it just seems like too robotic for me. I just think football needs to be freedom, expression, enjoy yourself and go out there. You're Manchester United. You know what to do. Get your foot in, get stuck in and win the game, because we're Man United, you know. They're going to be scared of us. They should be scared of us. They're coming to the Cauldron Old Trafford. It should be like that, you know. Not. We have bad players, though. I have to admit, we do have quite a few bad players. Steve, I was thinking the same 4-4-2, but would you be able to accept the criticism? Fans and journalists may say it's backwards thinking. Could you cope with that? Are you stubborn, strong-minded? I'm stubborn, strong-minded, mate, because I don't believe football's changed too much. I think people have changed. I think what it is that people think that this new Pep style of football. Man United, back when we used to be successful, we used to play against teams with the three at the back, and you know, and I used to love it. I used to love it when we played against a 5-3-2-1 or whatever it was, or 5-2-2-1, and you know, some teams would play the 4-3-3, and you know, and I would love it because we knew our game. Our game was simple. What we had in our game was effort and quality. And that's all you need. There's no substitute for getting that ball in the wing and getting that ball in the box. You know, get that ball in the wing, get that ball in the box, cross that ball in the box. Stop messing around, cutting in, doing this, cutting in, back, pass back, cutting in. Beckham used to get the ball on the sixpence, cross that ball into the box. It's really simple, you know. Get the players that fit that system. It's easy. It's, you know, and that's what I would do. I'm sorry, I'll bring it back. And I guarantee you would have won more games this season. But Ruben Amorim believes in his philosophy. Ruben Amorim is a smart man, of course. Big up, Cindy. Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Good to see you back. But Ruben Amorim is a smart man. You know, I'm not a UEFA qualified coach. You know, he is. And he's played football, so I'm sure he knows what he's doing. I've seen it work, but it seems like we're waiting for something to click, to work in regards to like a machine. We're waiting for this tactics to click, you know, and I don't think it should be that. I think football should be more freedom. Not watching the game. Let's hope Chelsea lose. They're losing, Cindy. 1-0. Big up. Yeah, so what I would say is that sometimes football can be simplistic. It can be, you know. It can be simplistic. It has to be simplistic. But I'm not letting these players off the hook, because at the same time, I've seen players, is a chat from Betis, or I've seen players like Zidane, like Pirlo, like Giggs move around the pitch in different positions they're not comfortable with, and play well. You know, I just feel like, you know, our players lack the IQ. They just lack IQ. When they play an attacking thing, you know, they got this in their head. Well, it is when you get that mental thing, that confidence thing, and you play like you got a fridge on your back, you know, you're playing in cement. That's how Man United play as an attacking unit. They play like they're playing in cement. It's really hard to get rid of that. It is. Confidence is such a big thing in football. Big up, Triple M. What's going on, my friend? Hope you're doing well. Good to see you. Of course, good to see you. Chelsea on the attack here. Cole Palmer with the ball in the box, cleared away from Betis. Yeah, we're all Betis today, right? We're all Betis. Thing is, Chelsea are going to turn around to us and they can say, "Well, we got Champions League football," and fair enough, isn't it? You know, did spend $1 billion in under a year, though, didn't they? You know, that's how they got it. I don't want to see Sancho lifting the trophy. Shared you out on my page, Sal. Thank you so much, Cindy. Very kind. I hope more people come and see your content. Thank you, Cindy. Very kind. I've got some great content coming up, guys. I've got some great journalists again. Of course, I've had the great Ben Jacobs, James Robson, Jamie Jackson on this channel. I've had some great things, but I've got some big ones coming very soon. In the summer, I'm off to Qatar, of course, and then I'm off to Italy again. As people know, in the summer, I go to Italy, meet up with a few agents, and see what we can do. And get some more gossip going on. It's going to be a big summer, of course, you know. But thank you, everyone who's joining me. Really appreciate it. We'll be doing more watch-alongs. I'm going to try and do more watch-alongs. I've been told, Sal, you've got to do more watch-alongs, you know. You've got to do more watch-alongs for other teams. The thing is, I don't like other teams. I don't like teams. I like only Man United. I really don't like other teams, you know. But at the end of the day, we're not going to see goals unless we watch other teams, you know. Big up, Cindy. We all good, I think. Been looking at some of your old videos, sir. Hasn't your hair changed? What do you mean? Do you think? In what way? More greys, Steve? Yeah, definitely more greys. Yeah, definitely more greys. My hair's changed. My hair is different. You see my hair, right? It's a bit jelly at the moment, but I need to get it puffed up again so it looks like I've got, you know, when you get your hair puffed up, you know, it looks like you've got more hair. I don't like watching other teams. Me too, Cindy. I don't, especially in this time. I don't like watching other teams. I don't like any teams, like apart from Man United. I'm just not that inclined to support anyone but Manchester United, you know. And I never thought I'd be that person who would want other teams to win apart from unless we're challenging. Oh, yes. I used to have it spiky, Steve. Yeah, I did used to have spiky hair, mate. Sometimes. Don't forget to check out my old interviews. I've got loads of interviews there. I used to do pre-recorded, though. I've only been doing live content for the last less than a year. I started doing live content during the Euros, you know. So I've only been around really less than a year, you know. So doing live content, and my subscribers went from 2,000 to 11,000 almost in under a year, and it's doing really well. I'm really happy, and thanks to this great community, of course. I've got a fantastic community, and it's doing well, and we try to keep the truth. Absolutely. Ella, what the hell? We've seen it all. We won a lot. We're Man United. We're never gonna stop. Big up, bro. Big up. Behaving here. Yeah, you got to behave here, guys. Absolutely. Come on, Betis. I agree. Let's go. Lanza Evo. Let's go. Izazuli. Big up, Betis. Hope you win. whoever it is. If you support Betis, I support in Betis today, absolutely. You know, especially when they are ahead of us. Yeah, it's shameful, Triple M. You know, maybe some people call me spoiled, whatever. You know, I just don't believe what I believe, right? What I believe is that many of these teams are standing on the shoulders of former Man United sides that put the Premier League on the map. You know, former Man United sides built the Premier League to what it is. We made the Premier League to what it is. We were the first ones to bring English football. We brought English football back from the doldrums in Europe, right? And we put English football back on the map in regards to a positive way when Liverpool banned us from Europe for many years. And that's what I always think. And I think there's a lack of gratitude in regards to Manchester United, you know. The way things are going and the way things have gone so south, it just seems like it's some sort of setup. I don't know about. I feel like I'm being set up here. I feel like this is like a corruption or something like that. The way it's happened, because the downfall has been immense. You know, it's like they want to delete us from history and bring Man City through as the only team. So this is why, if I was Ineos, I would break the rules. That's what I would do. We need a Roy Keane podcast. Absolutely. I'll get him on my show. That would be good, wouldn't it? Most genuine channel. Thank you, Coco, my friend. Good to have you here as always, my guy. Big up Abel, Disco. Big up Abel. Good to see you. Walaikum salam, Joe Biden. How you doing, my friend? Hope you're doing well. Welcome. Hope you're good. Is that okay? He gives me a hard time on my streams in a joke way. Who does? I don't. Do I give you a hard time? I don't think I'll give anyone a hard time. You know, one thing I'm outspoken, definitely. I'm outspoken. Guys, you're talking to a guy, right, who used to get a videotape, right, when I was younger, a VHS videotape, right, and every single goal Man United scored, right, I used to record. And back in them days, they only used to have sometimes 2 minute highlights of Man United goals back then. You know, we weren't always first on Match of the Day. So we used to have 2 minutes highlights. So as soon as Man United came on, the highlights, I used to do 2 fingers, you know, record. And I used to do that every single goal that Man United scored. I used to do that. That's where I come from. That's what I used to do. You know, now we got a bunch of sport kids on social media, you know, manager out, get him out. I would never be that person, even though I've seen it all, won it all. And I think a lot of people here have seen it all, won it all. You know, I've seen 13 titles, for goodness sake, you know, and 2 Champions Leagues. And then they say, and you know, I'm not turning against the manager yet. You know, why is that? You know, why do you think that is? I should be the one who should be against the manager, you know? Steve, ever thought about doing a video community stream between a few of us in the future? We're watching a game so we can all laugh and cry together. Yes, we will do that, definitely, Steve. Let me arrange that. I've got to set up this screen and stuff like that. I will definitely do it. In the next season, we'll start getting a panel of people to come in, laugh and cry. Definitely. But I'm definitely going to do more watch-alongs as well. Good player, isn't it, Abil? Good players around Europe, if we look, you know. Joe, may Allah bless you, brother. All the other streams, those brothers don't answer salams. The problem is that ego, isn't it? There's a lot of ego. I was in the music industry 20 years. I worked with legends in the game, you know, massive artists. I learned about the industry. I learned about everything. But one thing I've always been is just a kid from Leytonstone, East London. That's all I am. I've always ever been that. And I'm no bit bigger than anyone else, you know, and and that's how I've always put it. Unfortunately, the big accounts, you know, were given their accounts. They didn't make them. They were given it from a platform, for example, Mark United Stand and things like that. I've never had that platform, you know. One thing I would never do is just act like I'm some sort of big shot, you know, because I'm not, you know, and at the end of the day, but what I can do is turn around and say that I was doing content before social media existed, YouTube existed, This is what these people don't understand, and that's why they haven't got that humbleness about them. I was out there in the streets selling CDs. My brother, who's a rapper, he's got millions of views across the net. I'm so lucky to have worked with some very talented people, from the likes of Eminem's D12, the G Unit, great artists, and forever we'll remember it, but it humbled me a lot, flying around the world, shooting music videos in Detroit and Houston, Texas, and things like that. And the thing is, these people who do these fan channels, they've never done anything like that. They've never actually worked without the need of a computer. They've never done physical activity, created something. I'm blessed to do streams with talented footballers that I can talk about talented footballers, at the end of the day. Yes, All Champs League was on TV3 then. ITV, Cindy, wasn't it? ITV. Yeah, used to have more soul to it. I mean, people can tell me anything, but football used to have more soul. Football was it's like you finish the Saturday game and then you'll be looking forward to that Wednesday, John Champion and all those people, and used to be the days, isn't it? And then you used to get nervous. You used to get all that nervous feeling about the Champions League on Wednesday. And then you get, traveled miles watching that football, the Man United as well. Miles and miles. I could never do your job, sir. I imagine it's really hard. You do a fantastic job, and this is not the only thing I do, Steve. I run a youth team over here in the UAE. That's why I'm here. I run a youth team in this country. So I'm doing that at the moment. In the blistering heat sometimes. So I wake up early in the morning. I do my stream, and then yeah. Plus, I'm a husband. I've got a lot of things to do. This year's been a very difficult year for me. This year has been one of the most difficult years I've had. I lost my granddad. I was very close to my granddad. It's been bad for Man United. My wife said that, what, she's had a good life, and if she leaves this planet, she's had a good life. Imagine being in that situation, right? I won't go too deep into it. I was in that situation, so I've been in a lot of difficult situations. But then you look at life in general, that you have to appreciate the good things that come with it as well, that you have. Luckily, my wife is fine and everything. And, I would love to see a successful Man United again. That would be nice. That would be great. Joe Biden. I like saying thank you so much, Joe. Thank you so much, my friend. Yeah. I'm salam, I'm bonjour, I'm buenos dias, buenas noches, buenas tardes, I'm salam alaikum, wa alaikum salam, and as we say, alhamdulillah, I'm good, man. We are blessed to be here talking about football, guys. That is what it is. That is what it is at the end of the day. We're blessed here to be talking about football. We're the lucky ones. You know what I mean? We can sit here and watch football and laugh at Chelsea. It's very hard to laugh at a team right now when we just lost to a bunch of farmers. Get granted, it is very difficult to do that. I've never. Apparently, that team we lost to today lost to a charity team, a bit like Soccer Aid. They lost to one of those teams. Chelsea can't seem to get through. This might be 1-0. This might be like the Tottenham game. Absolutely. Beta Bizzy's free kick. Cindy, big up Cindy. That was crazy. I was at the 99 final, Cindy. Got a coach down to Barcelona. Took me about 16 hours. Didn't have a hotel. After the game was one of the most memorable games of my life. Unbelievable experience. Something was in the air tonight, as Phil Collins used to say. Went clubbing after the game, had no hotel, so went clubbing. Half the night I slept on the beach and got a coach back to London. That's what I did. If people watch my membership video, I've got photos, I've got the story of the Champions League final in 98-99. From my point of view, I've been interviewed on a couple of channels about it. I used to go to games, guys. I used to go to games by myself. Like, sometimes when Man United were playing the Champions League, I would leave London in early hours of the morning, get a coach up to Manchester Airport, meet up with the fans, fly off to the city, wherever it was, and watch the game. Straight after the game, back on the plane, back to Manchester, and then get a coach down to London and go to work. That's what I used to do. These people don't understand the levels, guys. They think, this is why I don't get it when people say, oh, you're not from Manchester, why do you support Man United? And they just walk a couple of meters to go and see Man United. Try and do what I used to do. You know what I mean? It's very, very difficult, and other people did as well. Yeah, other people did as well. I used to meet up with people that they did. I just hope that one day we get to that 98-99 level again. One day it will come true. I really hope that people see it. I know that some of the fan base these days don't deserve it. They don't deserve it the way they go on. Do we deserve success? I don't think. Some of these fans don't deserve it, in my opinion, these days. Get him out. He's a fraud. Get him out. Bald fraud or Portuguese fraud and things like that, I'll never be that guy. Joe, and bro, I kept typing to them like, why you're not answering Salams? Maybe because you're busy, about those mods being their names like Islam, Truth, or etc. Other Muslim names. Who are you talking about? Joe Biden. Joe Biden. I've had a lot of people, right? Right. For example, I've worked with a lot of people, legends in the game. Yeah. I've been invited to Detroit, Motown Records and things like that, and mingled with the best of them. I've never blanked people. I've never, if someone wants to talk to me, I'm always open. I'm always open to talking to people. Some people like to have the air of, if you don't give me a super chat, if you don't do this, if you don't do that, I'm not going to read out your comments. There's only a couple that do it. I mean, KG always reads out comments and things like that, of course. Steve, you can't be in a relationship. Surely you must tell, but not for not being around. I'm always around for her, Steve. I am married. My beautiful Italian wife. I'm married. Yeah, I've been married now for 2.5 years. Been in a relationship for 7. Same person. So yeah. I mean, it's not that bad. I mean, the thing with content is that content you have to. It's not only about coming on here and talking. It's also about preparing yourself. Thumbnails, details. I make a lot of phone calls. I don't just talk crap or copy what I see on the social media or on the news. I actually try and do my own research about players, transfers, and stuff like that. I'm blessed to have had some great people on this channel as well, like Ben Jacobs, who's a brilliant journalist. Absolutely. Jamie Jackson, I know not many people like him, but obviously he asked Imran a lot of questions this last year. So I've had him on the channel a couple of times. I'm lucky, but time is hard, but I used to work a lot more. I used to do 60, 70 hours a week, working in a hospital in London, so St. George's. So I used to do that, having to deal with very difficult situations, being punched, spat at, this, that, and the other. So that's when I used to do pre-recorded content, and it used to be difficult living in a small flat in Croydon. You know what I mean? So I have time for my wife. Yeah, I always make time for my wife. You always have to make time for your loved ones. At the end of the day, I should be in bed now. Yeah, but of course, I'm trying to bring that content. So it's 1-0 to Chelsea at half-time. 1-0 to Betis, at half-time. Can you see Chelsea getting back into the game? They've been relatively poor so far. They remind me of Man United a little bit in this game against Tottenham. Cindy, all I remember was the Mateus coming off and making winning middle gesture 5 minutes later. The biggest mistake, Cindy, was Bayern Munich thought they won the game. And when Bayern Munich thought they won the game, they took off all their best players, right? And the thing is, they done that prematurely. And when Man United equalized, they couldn't go back to that formation. So they were absolutely in disarray. So there was only one team that was going to win that game. They played into Man United's hands. But Man United started the game, obviously, without Roy Keane and Paul Scholes. And a lot of people saying, "Oh, but Bayern should have smashed you. Bayern should win." We had the two most important players in our team were Scholes and Keane. That was gone. So we had to move Ryan Giggs from left wing to right wing. We had to move Beckham into the center of midfield. We had to put Blomqvist on the left wing. And obviously that's going to disrupt the nucleus of what was a very good team, balance-wise, When we had to attack and we brought on Ole Gunnar Solskjaer and stuff like that, and Sheringham, we look far more better. And when people look at the formation that Alex Ferguson, and this is what I'm talking about, versatile. Alex Ferguson changed it to more or less a 4-3-3, which was unheard of then. He changed it into a 4-3-3. We had ended up having four, sometimes, 3 up front, then sometimes 4. And if you look at the goals, you look at Man United were 1-1, guys. Man United were 1-1. These days, people will say, we're lucky. Let's keep it tight. Let's not do anything else. But you see Gary Neville on the left wing, right? On the left wing when it was 1-1 as a winger. This is what I'm talking about. This is what I'm talking about. We didn't play with fullbacks. We played with wingers. We took risks. We didn't play 3 at the back. We took risks, genuine risks, and we scared the living daylights out of the team. And that's what happened then, But when you look at what was the most common theme in that season, let me tell you what the most common theme was in that season. Crosses into the goddamn box. Crosses into the goddamn box. And someone like Dwight York getting on the end of it, or Andy Cole getting on the end of it, or Sheringham or Solskjaer. Crosses. That's why I think Beckham was probably one of the players of the season, because when you think about the goals against Inter Milan, you think about the goals against Juventus, you think about, the goals in the Champions League final, as well as all the goals during the season. The assists that he got was unbelievable. Right from the first game of the season against Leicester City when he equalised in the 2-2 draw. Guys, by the way, I've got a video with a guy called Tony Cottee. Tony Cottee used to play for Leicester City. He played against Man United during that treble-winning season. So the first game of the season he played against Man United, and he scored a goal at Old Trafford in the 2-2 draw. So I talked to Tony Cottee about what it was like to play against that Man United team. So have a look at it. Stretford Post, Tony Cottee. You remember he played for West Ham, Leicester, England. Have a look at it. Anyway, Sal, forgot about it. Sorry, forget about it. No problem, bro. No problem. Pick up, Joe. I'm lucky with family, Sal. No one has left this life yet, but always aware of the older I get, going to be harder when it happens. This is what it is. This is why you have to look after each other and love each other, Steve, whilst we still can, because at the end of the day, every single one of us will go through some kind of hardship, that will hit you like out of the blue. It will just absolutely knock you dead, and that's what will happen. This is why, I don't get ego. I don't get, the people who are so egotistical and, rude and stuff, One thing I would say about supporting Man United, especially during the Alex Ferguson period, is that I learned an element of patience. I learned an element of never give up in life. That's one thing I learned from Man United, never give up. And I've always been like that, But I also learned to back the manager and, be patient, because at the end of the line, life is short, and you can't spend your life being miserable and all that, you know what I mean, and stuff. So Yeah, you just have to try and enjoy it while you can, and don't think about it too much. Don't think about it too much. What be will be, um, because it'll just make you sad. Um, Big up Noah, what's going on, my friend? Hope you're doing well, you legend. Good to see you. Of course, Betis got this in the bag. 1-0, you think? 1-0? 1-0 or 2-0? Young players now got too much too quick. I think so, Cindy. Yeah. When you're rich and you're rich too soon, you don't know the value of money. You won't know the value of money. Like, for example, if I became a millionaire or billionaire or something like that, if I became one of those people, I would appreciate money because I know that I understand the value of money. At the end of the day, I was raised in a family who lived in a council estate with a 1-bedroom flat with 5 of us in East London. So I know what suffering and hardship is. At the end of the day, I've been through all that. You know what I mean? And at the end of the day, these players don't understand that. They don't understand the hardships. This is what I was talking about. I was talking about the grassroots level of football, when players used to be discovered from playing football in the parks on a grassroots level. Nowadays, footballers are who you know. Your dad is a footballer, your uncle's a footballer, your brother's a footballer. And then you're straight away at 14, 15, 16 in these really high-tech academies who are nurturing you and kissing your backside since you were a little kid. So these people that just don't understand the value. Look at Sancho, for example. You don't understand the value of what he's doing right now, how much he's earning. I'll give you an example, right? There used to be a footballer called Aaron Lennon, who I know. And he played for England. He played for Tottenham. And he's one of my friends, and his friends was another guy called Remeniki, right? And Remeniki was going to go to a wedding, and he wanted Aaron Lennon to go with him. So Aaron Lennon went along with him and to pick a wedding suit. And there was this wedding suit that Remeniki wanted. Now, let's not forget, when Remeniki worked in a normal job, he done facilities in a corporate building, and he wanted this suit. So he went with Aaron Lennon, the footballer. He went with him and he said, "Oh, there's a suit there, and it's £975. So Remeniki looked at the suit and he said, "This suit is too much." Aaron Lennon looked at Remeniki and he couldn't believe what he was saying. He says, "What, £975 is too much?" He goes, "Yeah, it's too much for a suit." He goes, £975. He goes, "Yeah." He goes, "Are you joking me?" He goes, "No, that is too much for me. That's like half of my wages in a month." What? They're not connected to how much money is worth. You know what I mean? And that's the thing about these people, these players these days, and that is back then when players were a little bit more, better. That was back then. These days, imagine giving a player like Lamine Yamal, who's 16, 200 grand a week, right? 16, 17-year-old, whether he deserves it or not, what's that going to do for his career? Is that going to elevate him? Is that going to motivate him? Or is that going to make him feel like, I'm rich, I don't really need to put my foot into that tackle, I don't need to scratch my body, I'm the man, I'm earning the money? What does that do for them? They lose that edge, don't they? They lose that street footballer mentality that they used to have. Now, this is why Man United need to look in South America and places like that now, because, they're too pampered these days in Europe. They really are. They're too pampered and they're rich too soon. Big up, Groovy. What's going on, my friend? What would you do with Bruno, guys? Would you sell Bruno? And that question has been going around quite a lot. You into hip hop, man? My brother's a hip hop artist. Yeah, I've been into all types of music. My great grandmother was an OBE, and the first English woman to act in America, by the way, Jessie Matthews. That's I'm from. My brother's a musician. My brother's a rapper, and I used to manage him. And shoot the videos as well sometimes. Yeah. Imagine laying there in Detroit with a camera, you know what I mean, in the middle of the 8 Mile. That's what I've done. Do you know what I mean? So different levels of experiences. And I can assure you, pal, my marbles are tingling like mad. Groovy, get them seen to, mate. I think you need to get those marbles seen to. Joe Biden, I was a turntablist, bro. I kind of hear you. Big up, bro. Turntablist. You're like DJ scratching and stuff like a proper DJ. My girlfriend broke her ankle, took her to UCL hospital, innit? Big up, mate. Who you want to win today? Betis, mate. I couldn't handle Sancho with his little freedom speeches. You have Desi heritage? You Punjabi? No. No. I'll give you, my mum is from Wimbledon. My mum is white, English. Yep. Sounds like Mrs. It's lucky to have you, Sal. Just so you know, I know a lot about long hours as I used to work in Stepping Hill Hospital. Big up. There we got something in common, Steve. There you go. Good evening, Mr. Al. What's going on? You can call me Al. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. We should do a chant. Da, 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 da. You heard it here first. Who can we do it about? Who can we do it about? Da, 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 da. Who can we do it about? Big up, Sind. Remember the final game at Upton Park, West Ham vs United, Martial scoring, mad scenes. When you said you remember the final game at Upton Park, you know what my first thought was? This is generational thing, right? 1995, Man United versus West Ham. Man United won, West Ham won. Man United needed 1 goal to win the league. Liverpool done us a favour, beating Blackburn Rovers. And Blackburn Rovers ended up winning the league despite losing to Liverpool because we couldn't score against West Ham at Upton Park. That's my thing. I played on Upton Park. Been there on the charity game. Big up. You played a pivotal role in Top Boy. Did you, Groovy? Really? Groovy, I'll remind you who I know. You know, you got to be careful because I know these things, Groovy. You know, you got to be careful because you might get unstuck because some people know people, you know. Some people know people. There you go, Mr. Groovy. You played a pivotal role in Top Boy. What did you do, Mr. Groovy? Because that's me and Ashley Waters on set, my friend Ashley Waters. What did you do? Oh, I've done a lot, guys. You've got to be careful with me because I will catch you out. I will. Right. Start that screen. Share screen. He was quick. That's about it. Probably be world class these days. These days, so lack of quality. Football has really regressed over the years. Did you work for Hackney Job Centre in them years? Yes, I did, Beef Bully. Not Hackney Job Centre. Yes, I did in 2004, Beef Bully. I didn't. I used to know a guy called Tyson in the Hackney Job Centre. I knew a couple of people there. I did know Mohammed, Beef Bully. I did know. Curly hair, Somalian dude. Ahmed. Was it a Somalian dude, Beef Bully? I did know him. Somalian dude, Man United fan, wasn't he as well? I think so. If I can recall, a Man United fan. You see the small world? I know a lot of people, guys. Yeah, I think that was him. We need chant for Cunha. Yeah, we do, don't we? Cindy, West Ham have caused a few issues over the years. Cost us two league titles as well, Cindy. You know. Did you know Ahmed? Yeah, I think I just read that one. So I'm about that life. I can take you around the ends. You don't need to do that, mate. Everyone knows who I am. Around the world. Not sure. Look at what Chance did to Garnacho. Yeah, Garnacho's. He's got to rid the ego. Got to rid the ego. He's got to humble himself. You know, he really does. He's ruining himself. You know. Di Canio was a good player though. Di Canio was brilliant. Yeah, cost us the FA Cup. I know. And what was Barthez doing in that game? Cindy just hand up. He just had his hand up, didn't he? Ashley and I are real tight, but I got to be anonymous, bruv. Sorry. Okay, mate. Yeah. I believe you, but thousands wouldn't. Well, check out AO Beats, Groovy. Check out AO Beats. AO Beats is my boy. Check him out. He's good friends with Ashley Walters and all them lot as well. Made lots of songs together. So check that out. I've had them in our studio, mate. I used to have a recording studio in London. So Gary Pallister, Steve Bruce, Irwin. Proper defenders, mate. Gary Pallister, Steve Bruce, Irwin, Parker. Yeah, right back Parker, Dennis Irwin, left back, Steve Bruce, Gary Pallister, centre backs, the original. But even that wasn't good enough for Sir Alex. Sir Alex ended up shifting it around, didn't he? He got rid of players like Steve Bruce. Obviously, Roy Keane has a problem with that, doesn't he, to this day? Did you sanction his benefits? Oh, good. So, back to music. All the turntables and DJs are not DJs and terminators. You would know. No. Turntablists are... That's a turntable. But I wasn't a DJ, so... I was a music manager. Which on more Dacian was Nigerian. Dasitan, no, it was a Nigerian. And it's Scooty Mayor at Jonathan. Yeah, big guy, beef bully, big guy, right? We used to call him Tyson. There was a big guy at Hackney Job Centre. I used to be called Tyson because he looked like Mike Tyson. Big guy, funny guy, Nigerian, yeah, funny. Always smiling, laughing. You know him. He used to sit at the front when it was the old Mare Street, when it was blue. You know what I mean? Yeah, those days were the days, guys. Take care all. Time to get out the dugout. Big up, Cindy. Thanks for joining me. Tap for Chelsea. Oh, it's not looking good for Chelsea, bruv. It's not looking good for Chelsea. Definitely not looking good for Chelsea. Can they get the goal? They reminded me a little bit of Man United at the moment. Toothless. Big up Joe Biden. See, I've worked places, guys. I built my way up. I wasn't like sitting in the UAE in Abu Dhabi, you know, for no reason, guys. I've done a lot of different jobs, stuff like that, you know. I haven't heard from anyone from those days, though, for a long, long time. Mohammed, you know, and all them guys, Tyson and everything. Mare Street I was at. You didn't miss much, Gladiator King. Big up, Gladiator King. You didn't miss much. I hope you're doing well. Big up yourself. Big up yourself. You didn't miss much. It was an embarrassment, to be honest, that game this earlier on today. It was an absolute embarrassment, if we're being honest. Chelsea is still losing 1-0 to Real Betis, guys. High boot there. Yep. You got to connect the dots in life, connect the dots. That's what it's about, connecting the dots and stuff like that, you know. My brother has a podcast now, the former rapper. He's a good podcast, very real. Just check it out. Sal Warner Unchained. You see, the difference is like, some channels, like there are new channels out there. There's people doing their thing in regards to content, but they're very boring. I don't know, guys. They're just there, talking. And I'm like, come on, man. I mean, just to think that some people have actually traveled to that game. Hi, Sal. Thank you for earlier. Just home now. So again, you're welcome, Karina. Thank you so much for joining me. I really appreciate you, Karina. Thank you. You're live with the Chelsea meltdown. Absolutely. Expressions oozing. He's good. I have nothing against expressions. I think he's excellent. I think KG, expressions oozing, Mark Goldbridge. I think they're all excellent characters, and I think they're brilliant. There are people out there though who saturate the industry, who just sit there and just oh no, come on, man, come on, you know what I mean. But expressions oozing, definitely, I like him. He's a legend. My thoughts on DT. DT has messaged me a couple of times about how Arsenal are going to win the league. He's done that for the last 3 seasons, and I told him Arsenal are not going to win the league. And I've been right every time, but absolutely right. Nasty man. So Steve Howson, he's not a nice man. I know it. I mean, I'm close with everyone in this industry, so Steve Howson's not a nice man. Those people in Stretford Paddock are not nice people. Very arrogant, full of themselves. Yeah, sadly. But there are some good people in here. I know Mark Goldbridge for 7 years. We talked to each other quite a lot. I spoke to him yesterday. I know Terry Flewer's been on his channel loads of times, and the fellow Leighton guy, East London, he's from up the road from me. Yeah, I know all of them, but they're backstabbers. Saeed's a backstabber, arrogant backstabber. And when you approach him, on the DMs, he's like, "No, bruv, no, it weren't me, bro. Didn't mean that." One of them ones. And I can tell you a lot of stories about these people. Proper. Adam McCullough's an idiot, Groovy. I don't like him. He's full of himself, man. Honestly, I'll be honest, Groovy. He's an idiot, mate. He's an idiot. They're all very full of themselves, including him. He thinks by sitting on the overlap, begging for questions, like, "Please, sir, can I ask a question, sir? Please, can I get my opinion, sir?" He thinks that he's something, he thinks he's something, big. And, I mean, what it is that a lot of these content creators, they're called chancers. So they came at a time when really no one was doing football content. I was in the music, so I was doing the music. So they came at a time when no one was doing football content. So they're fortunate in that aspect. Same with Mark. They were fortunate in that way. But a lot of them developed an extreme ego about it, that they know everyone. They're the best Man United fans in the world. They're better than me because I'm from London and they're from Manchester. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, and that's what it was, So generally, I just ignore them. They don't have nothing to do with me. I'm just going to build this platform until what I want it to be, and I won't stop. I've got millions of views on my music, millions, of course. So I'm going to do the same with this channel, and we're going to be here as a community to grow together, and that's what we're going to do. I'll get some musicians on there soon. Football fans. I've had my brother on here before. Absolutely. Oh, close from Chelsea. Chelsea are looking a little bit more threatening now. Oh, close from Chelsea. I was ranting on streams. Did he respond to you, Joe? Did he respond to you? Did he respond to you? He's arrogant, mate, full of himself, needs to humble himself a little bit, I think. Talks too much, shouts too much, screams too much. Big up, Groovy. Much love to you, bro. Much love. Thank you. I really appreciate everyone who comes here, Thank you. Even when it's not Man United. It's been a difficult season for us, so it's good to have a little chat, It's been a bit of a depressing season for Man United this season. It's been a depressing year, but you've got to take every single adversity as a blessing, You've got to take those blessings, man. Honest to God, because, surprising people know about Mare Street, know about Hackney Job Centre and stuff like that. I mean, I haven't spoken to Mo in a long time. My goodness me, what a legend he was. How is he? Anyone know how he's doing? I live in the UAE now, so I don't get a chance to talk to them anymore. But it's those days were good. I miss those days. Yes, Sal. I call Ben Black Man Job Center. JSL as now Universal. His name is Ben. Yeah. I mean, crazy. Small world. Mo owes me big one. Why does Mo owe you that, mate? Why? What does he owe you, mate? He's an old man now. I worked there 21 years ago. It was a very long time ago. Joe, ask him if he knows who Sal is. He used to work here. People think I call out these people for nothing. People think that I've got time to call out certain man, in the industry. I just tell the truth, and that's what I do. I'm a man of the truth. I'm a man of the truth. Bro, Joe, do you think, let me tell you something. Do you think someone who does this and stuff like that and this and that is a guy of religion? Fakes, mate. All of them, all that circle there. But live and let be, and I wish them health and happiness. That's all I can say. Let them be. What I would say, Joe, is just let them be. Let them be. If they want to be like that, you got to be humble because, life is a big humbler, All I know is that I showed Saeed a lot of love over the last 5-10 years. I showed him a lot of support. And when he came on my channel, which he did, he went around calling me a weirdo and things like that to try and slander me for some weird reason. And people on my stream at the time told me, what he's been saying and stuff. I said, what? And he goes, yeah, he's been calling you a weirdo and stuff like that, And freedom fighters on the pitch, guys. And I said, what? So I said, I ignored it. And then he started spreading rumors about how I wrote this letter, of that Ten Hag letter. You remember that letter was sent around from Ten Hag? Apparently, he started saying I wrote it, which I didn't. And I approached him in the DMs. I got the evidence on the DMs. And I said, mate, if you've got a problem, right, then say it. You know, don't just come out with lies. You know, I'm not that guy, right? I'm not just a YouTuber. No, bro, no, bro, no, bro. The only reason that no one goes near them, the only reason that no one goes near them is because when they come out of Old Trafford, they stand next to police. Did you know that they stand next to the police, so no one goes there? But then, honest, you know, obviously, and that's what they do. You know, silly billies. Gotta be Arsenal. Arsenal arrogant, yeah. Arsenal full of it. Lukaku's Muslim. Is Inter Kashi won't sign him. Strange. Piers Morgan, fake account, of course. Piers Morgan's going on the right side of history right now, isn't he? He's starting to go on the right side of history, isn't he? You know, guys. 28 minutes to go. Betis 1, Chelsea 0. Nothing happening at the moment. Chelsea don't look like equalising. If they equalise, I'm going to be absolutely mad, because then I would have extra time, which I don't want. Please. No. Nothing, Groovy. We're just talking about morality with some people who claim to be something but are not something, if you know what I mean, but don't have the characteristics of something. With me, what I'm all about in life, right? I'm all about the human being, you know, the kindness of a human being, you know, being a good person, number one, is the most important thing in life, you know, and everything else will match up. Absolutely. What are your views on Neymar not in the Brazil team? Can FC Bayern sign him? I don't know why FC Bayern would want to sign him. You know, he's a big distraction. He's out off-field antics outside of the pitch. No surprise that PSG have improved since Messi and Neymar left. I think those sort of mercenary signings are just not going to be good for the club. I think it's good that he's not in a Brazil squad. I think Brazil need to move on and build a team. You know, I don't think they're anywhere as good as they used to be, for a number of reasons. You know, so if I'm asking personal question, you Muslim? Yes, Groovy, I am. Yes. You? Chelsea got a chance here. Oh. On the stream. You want me to do it on the stream? You're Groovy. 1-1. Chelsea have equalised. 1-1. God damn it. 1-1, guys. Chelsea have equalised. It is Enzo Fernandez has got the goal. Chelsea won. Real Betis won. All it took was a cross and a goal. That's what I said, you know. Is it offside? Is it going to VAR? All that celebrating will be a little bit crazy. And by the way, Piers, I'm not Hindu, so I won't say that. Groovy, offside. It was given though. It was given. Goalkeeper could have got that. Joe, I just got out an anti-Muslim British room a while ago. They got served well and got taught well. Sorry, sir. I don't want to talk religion, but I'm just asking. I'm talking about immigration. It's fine. It's fine. No problem. Don't get involved in the negative energy, man. You know, at the end of the day, you know, there's no point. Keep it. This is about football here. Just be football and talk about football. We know the truth. Chelsea on attack again. Betis are struggling a little bit. What about, man, that crap goal? Yeah, they're going to want Chelsea to win this. They want Chelsea on that cut, don't they? Keeper could have got it. Freedom Fighter's on the pitch. I don't want him to win that trophy. I don't want Freedom Fighter because he's been shit all year. He's going to take the plaudits, isn't he? He's going to take the plaudits. My thoughts on Hinduism? Nothing. I wish them well. I hope they find the right path, you know? My thoughts on Piers. Anthony in, Neymar out, disbelief. Anthony's done well this season, hasn't he, for Betis? Oh, almost 2-1. This is going to go to extra time, guys. I can't be dealing with any extra time. Can't be dealing with that. I know, Sal, you live in the UK. No, you in the UK? No, I'm in Abu Dhabi, Joe Biden. Abu Dhabi. The UAE. But these people do not know that St. George was born in Turkey and he's yeah, they don't know that, mate. Let them believe what they want to believe, mate. But one thing I would say, guys, I was born and raised in Leytonstone in East London. I love England. I love Britain. Gave birth to me. I love it. My mum's English. My mum's white English. She was born in London. So I would always be appreciated. My wife's Italian, you know. And yeah. Okay, bro. So no problem. Joe Biden, big up. Abu Dhabi or UAE? Where is it? Abu Dhabi is the capital of UAE, Piers. Abu Dhabi is the capital of UAE. You see Dubai? Dubai is a city in UAE, United Arab Emirates. The capital of United Arab Emirates is Abu Dhabi. And it's much nicer than Dubai, by the way. And it's an hour from Dubai by car. Yeah. Come on, guys, with that geography, guys. Sorry, but are you a mathematics teacher? No, I'm not. I'm bad at maths. 2-1 to Chelsea. Chelsea have taken the lead. And it is, who scored it? Caicedo. Is it Caicedo? That's how you get back into a game. Chelsea have taken the lead. Damn. I won't be surprised, mate. I won't be surprised. They had their chance in the first half. They had their chance in the first half to do something. Chelsea will win, yeah. Too much quality. How much you want to bet people are going to start posting pictures of Sancho with a trophy? People are so predictable these days. They're gonna start posting pictures of Sancho with a trophy. Came off his chest. So lucky. Jackson with the goal. Goal for Chelsea. 2-1 to Chelsea. They've come back. Good fight back, to be fair. Shameless Chelsea, absolutely. And a man's coming on now with pink hair. You think we have a xenophobia problem in the UK? In regards to what? Who against? English people? England? British? I think you got to love what I think what you got to be is that if a country gave birth to you and you're from a country, you're born in that country, you know, you're born in that country, I think you should love the country that you're born in. Absolutely. No discrimination to other people. My dad is a foreigner, so my dad came on a bloody car to get to this country, you know what I mean, through various countries. My wife's an Italian, so at the end of the day, just respect everyone, bruv. Groovy. Respect everyone, mate. But respect where you're from. There's nothing wrong with that. You know? We all support Man United, which is an English football club. That will be telling. Guess. My dad has been in England since the 1960s. But he weren't born in England. Our number 9 can't even score a sitter. Our number 9 we can't score a goal full stop. We can't score goals full stop. Unbelievable. Yeah, keep it football, guys. No, I'm not going to ask anyone any personal questions. You can ask me. I don't mind asking questions and stuff like that. That's fine. But it's a football stream, Groovy. I don't even know who you are. You could be a scammer. Joe, I'll tell you something, Sal. I worked in Australia illegally, but my employees knew. The immigration knew. The local shops knew. When my neighbors said, it's all a game, bro. Yeah. Life's a game. Big up, Joe. Can we have 2 managers in a team and an owner can substitute the managers like the manager? Nah, mate. It'll confuse everything. The manager should be the one, he should be the one making all the decisions. That's why they got an assistant manager to get advice from or anything like that. They've got a team of people, Yeah, respect, absolutely, Groovy. Always. Be a good human being. That's what you need to be. Good human being, mate. And then you'll get away. You'll go far in life. You know what I mean? Kindness. Human beings were made to be kind. That's what we were made for. That's how human beings only thrive with kindness, and that's what we were made for. Is kindness. Anthony's gone missing today. Not a very good performance from Anthony so far, but that can all change, of course. It's not a very good performance from him. Thought he would have been more involved in the game. Piers, see for example, Real Madrid playing final with Man City. So can Man City request players from FC Barcelona or FC Bayern, etc., to play for one match as they are out? Nah. He has had a mayor. He has had a mayor. I don't get what you mean there, Piers. I don't know if that's your name anyway, but Piers, Piers Morgan. They can't do that. No. uh, yeah. I've suffered a lot, mate, with that sort of stuff. I feel sorry for you, Groovy. Big Arsenal fan, of course. He is. Did the Malaysian fans boo the team? I heard Ruben interview. They deserve it. They deserve to be booed. They definitely deserve to be booed. You talk a lot of smack, Groovy, don't you? Or you're on the smack? I don't know. One or the other. Last question. We treat man and women equal, right? Gender equality. So why man and women have different team? Can we have one team? No, we can't. The reason we have two teams is because men are superior in physically. So if a man fouls a woman, it's not going to be good. You know, if a man jumps up for a header and elbows a woman accidentally, it's going to be good. It's not going to be good. Silly questions. Come on, guys. What's going on? I think, yeah, he did. I have no idea, mate. You guys are trolling. Ten minutes ago, Betis 1, Chelsea 2. Looks like Chelsea are going to win it, unfortunately. Dewsbury Hall is on as a substitute. They look stressed. The Betis fans look very stressed. Jackson is coming off, looks injured. Yeah, keep it football, guys. Keep it football. It's a football channel, guys. So just keep it footy. 9 minutes left. Can Real Betis equalise? Can they equalise? Beef Bully. I hope Angie's price rise. He hasn't performed well today. He's having a mare, isn't he, mate? He's having a right mare today. Beef Bully. This is where you show yourself, you know? All them goals he's been scoring. This is where you show yourself. This is where you have to show yourself, you know? You have to prove yourself, you know? Guys, if you haven't already, please don't forget to smash a like on the video. If you can do that for me, it'd be great. That's where it's going to be. 3-1 to Chelsea. Game over, guys. 3-1. And it is Freedom Fighter who scored. Jadon Sancho. The Freedom Fighter has scored. (3-1 to Chelsea. Scripted. It's game over now. Yeah. Now we're going to get it from the Sancho fanboys now, isn't it? Cunha and Brumo. If we get in Brumo, it'd be very exciting for next season, Joe. If we get in Brumo, I'll be very excited for next season. We need a striker, though, a proper striker. Imagine we had a striker with in Brumo and Cunha behind and the number 10s. Imagine that. It is a double-edged sword, but if I'm being real, I would prefer Anthony to win than Sancho. I prefer Anthony to win than Sancho. Four minutes to go, guys. It is Betis 1, Chelsea 3. Scam Cho has scored. Yeah, no rudeness in the chat, guys. Come on, lads. Let's keep it real. Let's keep it cool. No stranger to blocking. No stranger to blocking here. Palmer's coming off. Anyone who asks me any stupid questions again is getting blocked. One more. I'm not here to answer questions. What is this? Question time? Huh? Groovy, you done a lot of things, mate. I think you got delusions of ganja. It's a bit of a fight going on in the pitch now. A bit of excitement there. Good thing is we get money from both. Apparently, Sancho's coming back to Man United, isn't it? They're going to pay us 4.5 million. Groovy, Beef Bully. They're going to pay us 4.5 million apparently, and he's going to come back to Man United. God help us. It's the way it is, unfortunately. Can't see Betis getting back now. A couple of minutes ago, probably. A few minutes of added time. Ty's passionate, isn't it? Ty's passionate, Groovy. He loves his football club, but he's delusional. You know, he's delusional. That's the thing. You know, he wears his heart on his sleeve, but he's disrespectful to some clubs. He's got good passion about his club, but, you know, he's very, very delusional. Very delusional. The man said they're bigger than Real Madrid. He said Arsenal bigger than Real Madrid. I mean, that's when you know, innit? It's not serious. What's he done to you, Groovy? What's he done? Hate is a strong word, man. Just need to take mate, it's funny. 4-1 to Chelsea. Game over, guys. Great goal, that. 4-1. Casado has made it 4-1. 4-1. Piers, you're going to get blocked if you bring in this stuff, religious stuff. Please don't do that. (4-1). Easy, Chelsea. A big collapse from Real Betis. Big collapse from Real Betis. Massive collapse. Disappointed with Real Betis' second half. Complete collapse. Yeah, no religion or religion talking here. Stop telling people to say religious things. Yeah, talk only football. Triple M, Reece James changed the game when he came on. He did. Good player, man. Very good player. Good right back. We can do with a right back, can't we, Triple M? We can do with a right back. Great performance from Chelsea second half. Sad for Real Betis, but that's football. That's the levels, guys. Let me tell you something, guys. La Liga's not been strong this year. Triple M. Sancho even scored. La Liga's weak, mate. La Liga's weak. Liga's very weak. It's not the Premier League. People keep telling me about how strong the Liga is. Told ya. Guys, game over. Chelsea have won the Conference League. Chelsea 4, Real Betis 1. An easy victory for Chelsea in the end. Of course, poor performance from Real Betis in the second half. Chelsea just ran riot, could have had more. But Chelsea win the Conference League and they complete their European title collection. They've won the Conference League as well. There you go. Chelsea have won it. There you go. Congratulations to Chelsea. Well done. Congratulations. Sad, as we know, but for Betis, but that's life. Betis are down. Anthony had a mare, didn't he? Anthony didn't play well at all, did he? You know, Anthony didn't play levels of the Premier League. Chelsea, the only team that are Europa at the same time, 2012, Europa Champions League and Europa League at the same time, 2012 and 2013. Chelsea they're serial winners, guys. Chelsea get over the line. So Chelsea win the Conference League. We lost the deal for Delap, Sal. Not at the moment. Let's wait and see what happens. Nothing from, let's see, from Fabrizio, if there's anything from Fabrizio at the moment. Nothing at the moment. No. Nothing's happened at the moment in regards to that. No updates in regards to Liam Delap. No updates on that. Guys, thank you, everyone. I'm off, but thank you, everyone who's joined me today. You're absolute legends. Guys, I'll be back tomorrow morning for Breaking Dawn. Don't forget to join me for that, guys. And have a good evening, wherever you are in the world. Thank you so much for joining. Congratulations to Chelsea winning the Conference League. Just wraps up the season, doesn't it? Poor season. Let's get it over and done with, and let's get these friendlies out of the way, guys. Absolutely. Spanish side lost the finals since 2001. Yeah, Premier League's strong now these days. It's not Real Madrid or Barcelona now, is it? Sevilla were pretty good. We beat. I mean, let's remember. Let's remember we beat Athletic Bilbao, the fourth best team in Spain, for 7-1 on aggregate. And we're bad. Guys, thank you for joining me today. Chelsea won the Conference League. Can we move on with this season? Can we end it, please? And get these friendlies out the bloody way as well. I'll be back tomorrow anyway. See you soon, guys. Have a great night. And you know what? Be good, man. Enjoy it. Let's do this. See you tomorrow. Peace.